variations. Variations, until you wish you were dead. I don't think obsession is quite the word you want. I don't like repetition compulsion either, with all respect for Freud. Even idée fixe isn't right. An idée fixe can also be a cover-up or feint for something too disgraceful to disclose. Sometimes I wonder whether my theme has any connection with plant morphology. But the occupation is probably irrelevant. If I had been a florist, or as my mother hoped, a pharmacist, I'd still hear the same deadly bong, bong, bong. Towards the end of your life, you have something like a pain schedule to fill out. A long schedule, like a federal document, only it's your pain schedule. Endless categories. First, physical causes, like arthritis, gallstones, menstrual cramps. Next category, injured vanity, betrayal, swindle, injustice. But the hardest items of all have to do with love. The question then is, so why does everybody persist? If love cuts them up so much and you see the ravages everywhere, why not be sensible and sign off early? Because of immortal longings, I said, or just hoping for a lucky break. Uncle was forever proposing to hold heavyweight conversations, and you had to be careful with him. He would only increase his unhappiness by confused speculations. I had to be vigilant with myself, too, for I have a similar weakness for setting things straight, and I know how futile it is to work at it continually. But during his last crisis, Uncle's attempts at self-examination had to be tolerated. My job, my plain duty, was to hold his head. Where he had gone wrong was so clear that I was able to spell it out to him. Doing this increased my conceit. In ticking off his palpable errors, I saw how greatly I resembled my father. The gestures, the tones, the amiable superiority, the assurance capable of closing all gaps, of filling all of planetary space for that matter. To discover whom I sounded like shook me up. My father is an excellent man, in his way, but I was determined to go beyond him. Made of finer clay, as they used to put it, smarter, in a different league. Where he outclassed me, he outclassed me. Tennis, war record, I had no such thing. In sex, in conversation, in looks. But there were spheres, and by this I mean higher spheres, where he had no standing, and I was way ahead of him. And then, in dealing with my uncle, to hear my father's accents, down to the French words he used to use in setting you straight, where English wasn't subtle enough, was a deadly setback to my life plan. I had better have another look at the spheres to make sure that they were spheres and not bubbles. Anyway, when Uncle fell, I fell with him. It was inevitable that I should go down too. I thought I should be continually on hand. And so I was, in unforeseen ways. Ben specialized in the anatomy and morphology of plants. The standard position of the specialist is that he knows all there is to know in his own line, without further accountability. Like, I fix oil gauges, don't bother me with odometers. Or as the wisecrack used to go, I don't shave people, I only lather, you get shaved across the street. Understandably, some specialties are more exacting and remove you from the world. They carry with them the right to hold aloof. Through Ben, I became acquainted with some exact science types, whose eccentricities had the color of prerogatives. Ben never claimed this privilege of human distance. If he had cancelled his outside connections, he wouldn't have had so much grief from the ladies. I can give an instance of this cancellation phenomenon. We are having lunch at the faculty club with a top scientist. The waiter, who is a student waiter, comes up to take our orders. Ben's colleague says to the young man, "Bring me the chicken a la king." The boy says, "You've eaten chicken a la king for 3 days running, Dad. Why not try the chili con carne?" After a lifetime of it, the son took this in stride. The other lunchers smiled. I laughed, somewhat. It was one of those sudden glory moments. And as I was laughing, I had a vision of myself in profile as a man-sized monkey wrench, the lower jaw opening. I am subject to such involuntary pictures. This unflattering one may have been suggested by the metallic company.